Welcome all wrists, and welcome to another unboxing. Let's take a look at the outer box. Nice quick 360. We'll get like a creamish pale yellow outer box with the shiny silver Longines logo on the top, and there's the bottom. Let's get into the insides. Taking the lid off, let's take this box out first and check what we get. So we will have my receipt and instructions. Nice looking little book, pretty thick, branding all over it, card at the back with all the details on the back of it, and quick flick through. So there's a lot to go through in this. Pop that back in there, and my receipt. And let's take a look at the inner box. Let's do a 360. Get this nice dark navy color. Longines logo on the top. Nothing on the bottom. Opening up. And look at that. Let's take the watch off for now. Put the watch to the side. Taking a look at the pillow. Squish test. And the pillow actually did come with this here. So I've taken this off because I do have a 6.5-inch wrist, so I don't really need this part, but if you need a bigger one, you can just slide this over and it makes a larger pillow for you, which is pretty neat. Links, spare links. So it's already been sized to my wrist. The Longines tag. And the other display tag. And it's got this nice little flap there so you can stand it up. Now, looking at the box, and this is why I like to showcase the boxes, guys. So Longines really did a nice job here. You know, a lot of watches, they tend to just focus on the watches, and I know the box is not really, you know, a large point that people enjoy, but when you're unboxing something for the first time, you know, the box does play a big part. And if we look at it, they do have these nice little details here that really just enhances that first impressions about the watch. So you get this nice like faux wood accent here with that nice Longines logo. It just provides great contrast and doesn't make the box look boring. You know, it's a nice presentable box. Here it is, guys. This is the Longines Hydroconquest in 39mm with the blue dial and the blue bezel. And right off the bat, you can see that blue dial is very, very striking and eye-catching. And the bezel, on camera, it's actually coming out a lot darker than it is in person. So in person, that blue bezel really does match well with the dial. And I'll try to get a picture. I'll try to take a photo and just so I can showcase that a little. But yeah, on my setup right now, it's picking up as a lot darker than it looks in person. But yeah, this combination of blue dial with the blue bezel, it works so well, especially when we're talking about dive watches, where, you know, you get a lot of those aquatic themes. It ties in well with, you know, the sea and the ocean. Now on the dial, we get applied markers. We get numerals for 12, 6, and 9, and then we have that traditional circle hour markers for the rest. For the hands, the hour hand has kind of like a diamond shape. The minute hand is like a normal stick, and we get a lollipop seconds hand. And I like that, you know, all the hands are a bit different. It makes it easy to discern the time and easier to read on the Lume. Now let's take a look at the Lume. Let me shut off these lights. So that's one light down. You see a bit of the Lume coming through there. And we'll get the other. So this room isn't completely dark, but you can see the Lume coming through on the dial and the Lume pip there. Let's get the lights back on. Looking at the case, we get a primarily brushed finish on the case, and the bezel is polished. Now the bezel insert is you know, that glossy ceramic. So there's a nice contrast between, you know, glossy and brushed. The crown is signed and polished on the edge and polished where it's knurled. And what I like about this case, the Hydroconquest case, are the crown guards. So if you see there, they're like they're aggressive, they protrude out, and they have a nice transition. If you see there, from the case to the crown guards, it's a nice smooth transition. Aggressive but smooth, and gives it a unique look. The bracelet, we get a 3-link style bracelet with polished center links and polished flanks there on the sides, which I feel like they should have brushed the sides to match the brushing on the sides of the case, but what can you do? Now, the polished center links, I'm generally not a fan of polished center links because, you know, it does attract scratches a lot easier. And on a watch like this, where, you know, it's kind of more on that tool side, a full brushed look I think would suit the watch a lot more. But the polished, you know, it does fit in well with that glossy bezel and the polished hands there. So, you know, there are negatives, there are some positives. The clasp, we get polished milled clasp signed there, standard locking clasp, 3 points of micro adjust, so you can get a nice comfortable fit. Taking a look at the back, we get a solid case back with a nod to the old Longines logo, the hourglass with the wings. We get female end links, so it makes it nice and comfortable. Let's check out the bezel action. Nice and smooth. Nice function. You can see that there's like a tiny bit of play. And it does feel, it's a lot lighter to turn than many other dive watches that I've handled. Lines up well. Glossy bezel. Alright, let's see it on wrist. Here it is on my wrist, guys. This is the 39mm version, and I have about a 6.5 inch wrist. And as you can see, it wears quite well. Nice and comfortable. And it looks great. The way that bezel and the dial play with each other. And guys, I've been getting a lot of dive watches lately, you know. Since my last State of the Collection video, you know, I did notice that my collection was lacking some dive watches. So I have been focusing on dive watches recently, and I must say I do quite enjoy them, especially the Hydroconquest here, how it has those 12, 6 and 9 markers. I think it really suits you know, just my taste in watches. I do like numerals, and yeah, this is like kind of like best of both worlds. It's a great daily watch. You know, you get three-hander with a date, 300 meters of water resistance, so there's a lot of reassurance in that. And it's just a great looking watch, you know, a blue sports watch. You really can't go wrong. And you know, it's quite affordable, and compared to its competition, it stacks up quite nicely. Now I would like to compare this with my Tudor Pelagos 39, so stay tuned for that video. And once I get more time with this watch, I will do a more in-depth review, so keep an eye out for that as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about this watch, and let me know what watch I should take a look at. You know, I'm always interested to hear your opinions, and I do read all the comments, and I do try to reply to them all. So leave a comment, guys, like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.